Hey guys, so today's video is honestly one that I thought was just never gonna happen. I thought it was done, I thought it was buried, I thought it was dead. But turns out I finally fucking finished my closet. Holy crap. This beauty room decluttering, I put air quotes because I literally just have a table in my closet, but this has just been a journey. So much has gone right, so much has gone horribly wrong. I'm being a bit dramatic, but it did take a very long time, I would say about a month. And you'll realize how pathetic that is once you see how much makeup I had before. It wasn't that much. I mean, I had a lot of makeup for someone who doesn't do makeup professionally, if that makes sense, but in like beauty guru standards, I had like nothing. There are people on YouTube that literally have a room, sometimes multiple rooms dedicated to makeup. And to me, I'm not gonna lie, that sounds really stressful. Doesn't really sound like something I'm interested in. I was already overwhelmed with the amount of makeup I had. Like when I have a ton of shit that just doesn't get used and is just sitting there and expiring, it overwhelms me. And what ends up happening is I end up using the same things over and over again. Like I don't wanna reach for new things because I don't wanna go digging through all the crap. I did film all of it, so hopefully you find it as satisfying as I find it when I walk into my closet now. I do want to preface this by saying, when you see my closet, when you see what you're about to see in there, don't you fucking judge me. It was horrible. There was a glass of wine with a fly in it, bitch. Okay, I don't know how long that was there. I am not a dirty person. I'm a really messy person. Okay, there is a fucking difference. However, when it comes to your makeup table, dirty and messy are like synonymous. Because when you have such a messy ass table, there's makeup everywhere and you can't like clean it unless you pick it up, which goes against my messy nature. So yes, I had a lot of makeup caked everywhere. Yes, there was that one wine glass with a fly, but I don't want to talk about it anymore. And not only that, my closet was a fucking disaster. There was shit everywhere. Okay, so this wasn't just a beauty decluttering, this was a closet decluttering because I literally had to go through all my shit and get rid of so many things so that I can make room and make my space make sense. All right, so I guess let's just jump right into this video and show you what my closet looked like. I do realize this is triggering for anyone who likes a clean space, but you know, sometimes life gets out of control when you have a kid, okay? You have to pick and choose what space is gonna be fucked up. All right, here we go. Here's what my closet was before I decluttered it. Okay, so when you walk in, this is what you see. There is just so much shit going on. I don't know how to properly show you what's happening. There's so much shit you have to step over just to like be able to walk here. So this is my Alex drawer set from IKEA, and what happened and the reason why all my drawers are on the fucking floor is that basically I didn't build it right. So that's pretty much the end of the story. I was missing a screw, then some of these little slidey things started falling out because I didn't screw the drawers into the metal part. In retrospect, I probably should have noticed because I finished building it and I had like 36 screws left, but whatever. And then we have the disaster that is my makeup table. I have cleaned this so many times. I really thought I did something with the organization here with these little drawers and the Alex drawers, but apparently it was not good enough. So basically what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to fix these drawers. I'm going to take everything out and then screw them into each slidey thing. I do not know the proper terms for those. Oh God, this is a dangerous situation. Here we go. Okay, I just realized something. It's very boring for you to watch this part. There's not really an angle here because there's just so much shit that you can actually see me screwing in. You know, like you can't really see what I'm doing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fix these drawers, and then once they're fixed and completely not all fucked up anymore, I am going to show you guys me taking out everything, and then I'll bring you a little bit closer and we'll go through every single drawer, decluttering everything. So that's what we're gonna do. I'll be right back. Okay, so right here I have an old FabFitFun box. That's where I'm going to be putting everything that I do not want. Okay, so I start off this whole process with separating lip products, and I kind of had a rhyme and reason. It was just like separating all colors that looked alike to me, not really worrying too much about getting rid of anything just yet. I just wanted to see how much of one color I had per formula, if that makes sense. Like if I had a liquid lipstick of two of the same colors, I would get rid of one of those, and I did immediately get rid of some. Like if I looked at it and knew for sure I didn't want it, I would just toss it in the FabFitFun box, but that wasn't my main concern for this particular process. I've done opened 2 of these containers so far. I have lip products all over the place, so I'm just gonna try and find all of them. It's honestly so difficult decluttering as a beauty YouTuber because it's, well, can't even believe I just called myself that. But I do make beauty videos, and so it's like, what if I need to do a full face of products I hate video or something? You know what I mean? There's so many different possibilities, so now it's like kind of fucking with me. I then started wiping down the containers that I already had because I was gonna reuse them. I didn't want to throw them away. And then I started separating into 3 different categories, which was liquid lipsticks, lip glosses, and regular kind of like tube lipsticks, more traditional lipsticks. And this was the part where I definitely took my time swatching things or deciding whether or not I wanted to have it in the first place. And I did actually end up getting rid of a lot of lip products. I also had these kind of like acrylic containers or stands. I don't know. They're meant to organize lipsticks. And I use these to basically categorize my most used lipsticks. Of course, there's a lot of space in these. I think I have 3 of them in total, 3 or 4. And obviously that fits a lot more lipsticks than I could possibly use every day, but it's still where I wanted to put my favorite colors, or let's say if I wanted to go for a red, I wanted to put the best red or the red that I would most likely reach for. So this was just a way for me to prioritize what lipsticks and lip products I use. And I did try to categorize this a little bit and organize it in sections of like warm tones to cool tones to more miscellaneous lipsticks. Like I tried to separate them as much as I could. That way it would be easier to find when I needed it. Okay, so now we're moving on to eyeshadow palettes, and this is gonna be the part that's a little more tricky. Eyeshadow palettes is something that frankly I hoard because I don't know when I'm gonna need them. I will keep an entire eyeshadow palette for one shade. Like if one of the shades is something that I could maybe possibly perhaps in the future use, I keep the whole thing. And I'm probably gonna do that today. There are some that are gonna be easy to get rid of, aka this Morphe James Charles palette. No shade, but I never use this shit, so yeah, that's gonna be gone. And then I have palettes like this one that I bought in Hawaii for God knows what fucking reason. The Too Faced like natural palette that is kind of pretty, it's whatever, but I never use it and I'm pissed that I bought it. I don't know what to do with palettes like this, so I'm really gonna have to like buckle down and figure out what I'm doing with my fucking life because I just have too much shit. Right now you can't really see, but I'm gonna show you. I'm filming it right now. This is what the under part of my makeup looks like. It's just a fucking disaster. And then I also have eyeshadow palettes in here. I have them like randomly thrown around. There's some on top of here. There's some in my travel bag. Like there's just fucking makeup all over the place. So this is what I'm gonna tackle first. And then I just started going through all of my eyeshadow palettes, really trying to decide whether or not I was gonna keep something, although it was very, very difficult for me. And here I'm showing you all the stuff that so far I was giving away. It doesn't seem like much, but you know, for me, it was a lot. And then I'm wiping down each drawer. I know I'm using wipes, which was so stupid. I literally never clean with wipes. I was just being a lazy bitch that day. I know it's super wasteful and I'm sorry, okay? This is some shelf liner that I got from Target and I just cut them to size and it's really, really helpful. It's been great. It basically just makes sure that anything that's inside of the drawers doesn't slip around because usually before I had them, everything was just flying all over the place and it was a disaster. So these shelf liners have been amazing. And little by little, I just started clearing my makeup. I mean, there's really no other way to put it. Like everything was everywhere. And so I just started picking and choosing from each drawer, separating when I could. There wasn't like a whole lot of rhyme or reason happening here. And then I had this label maker. So I thought it would be a lot better to make labels because when I didn't have them, I found myself opening each drawer to see what was inside because there's so many levels to this Alex drawer. Like I can't possibly remember. here I'm just cleaning first the garbage off of everything on my table. Most of the garbage is packaging from new products, and all the papers that you see are usually either wipes or papers where I cleaned my brushes off. And there's that one stray water bottle, which I do not use water bottles, but you know, once in a while I guess I do. At this point, I didn't know if I was gonna keep this table or not, but I decided I was gonna clean it anyway. And then I decided a few days later that I was actually not gonna keep that table. So I got this table from IKEA. This is I will put the information down below. I have no idea. This table was like $12. It was insane. It was like on sale. I don't even understand. But I got this marble contact paper off of Amazon. I will also link that down below. And I am super bad at doing this. So literally like anybody can do it, because I mean, wow, I was really horrendous. I had no rhyme or reason. I was just trying to figure out how to make it smooth. There's still air bubbles in mine and whatever, but overall I think it looks cute. So what I decided to do with my vanity is, I will explain it again more in the reveal, but I decided to make an Alex drawer vanity. It was just something that was gonna save space and look a lot cuter than that random ass table that I had. I started getting so lazy, as you can see. Like I would just lean the table over my legs, just like laying back on the wall. I'm a lazy bitch, what can I say? And then I made my husband put on the legs of the table while I was on my phone. And then we just moved the table, could not figure out how to close it for our life. And as you can see, the table kind of just rests on top of the Alex drawer. It acts as the other two legs of the table. And it's not connected by any sort of screws or anything, but I haven't had any problems with it slipping and sliding around. I just want to really quickly say, I know I just started. This is the pile of stuff I'm giving away. And I just found this brush that truly I must have had this since high school. And this Sonia Kashuk set that has like this pattern on it. I don't even think you could see it. This has been in my collection for years. I have used this little paddle brush for years. Oh, that's actually soft. You could stay. But it's just amazing the things that we'll hold on to just for the sake of not getting rid of them. Like this brush. This brush is an Eco Tools like crease brush that it's just nothing special. And I've been holding on to this. I have moved every year for the past 5 years now, which has been truly fucking exhausting, but that's besides the point. And this has come with me every single time, cross country, twice. I mean, I don't understand why humans are like this. Granted, it is a lot easier to just pick up all your shit rather than go through your shit when you're moving, but I have gone through makeup brushes. When I first moved here into this house, I went through my makeup brushes and I gave away stuff, and all of this stuff stayed, and I just don't get it. So I would say I got rid of 50% of my brushes. I feel like that's safe to say. This is what I'm keeping. Now that I know a little bit more about what I'm gonna keep, oh, hello, I can have a better idea of what kind of containers I need. I'm gonna go first to Marshall's and see if they have any containers or anything cute. And then if they don't, I don't know what I'll do. I'm just pretty much banking on Marshalls. And then after that, I just have a tiny bit more makeup to reorganize and I'm done. I am fucking done. And I actually am done. Like mentally, I'm done. So I filmed this when I got back from Marshalls and Joann's Fabrics, where I got these little plastic beads to kind of hold the makeup brushes in place. But I actually forgot to turn on my microphone for this part. So like I was talking to you guys about how I chose this little carousel type of spinner where it's easy to access all my makeup brushes, whatever. I'll explain that all in a little bit, but that's what I was talking about. All I have left is to label my lipsticks over here that you can't see, and I'm gonna also label another drawer here and just put away some last minute makeup things, and that's pretty much it. And when I come back, it will be the reveal. Finally. I have to clean up in here, get everything nice and tidy, but it will finally be done. I have been doing this for like 3 weeks. I don't know why it took me that long. It really should have taken me 2 days. But either way, here we are. Thanks for sticking with me. Anyway, are you ready for the reveal? Here we go. Okay, so when you walk in, as you can see, things are a little different. You're not tripping over shit other than this cord to get to makeup. I have to have that cord there. It's a long story, but anyway. So I'm gonna start here all the way at the left, and then we'll just kind of go through all the drawers that I organized. This kind of stayed the same in terms of how many I kept, the containers I mean, but I did kind of organize them. I did some cool tones, warm tones. This one's more miscellaneous, and this one's just lipsticks. I didn't feel like I needed to label these because I can like see it. I have a couple of sunglasses here just because I don't really have a place for them, as well as some ponytails because I need them a lot when I'm doing my makeup. And then starting here in the first drawer, we have eyeliners and glitter, and that's what's in here. I have it separated from pencil eyeliners, liquid eyeliners, and then here I have some glitters. I have a couple kinds of glitters, and then some of these aren't even glitters. They're like supernova shadows or whatever they're called. But this kind of is just like liquid eyeshadow glitters, like all that kind of stuff. And then in here, this is a container that honestly I do need to get rid of a lot of stuff in, but I didn't want to let a lot of this stuff go. And I know I have these Kat Von D brow products in here. These are like colored brow products, but I'm gonna get rid of these. I thought that I might use them for Halloween, so I kept them. I felt bad because I have never used them and I just felt really wasteful, but my costume doesn't really need that. So these will be going very soon, and that'll clear up a good amount of space. Here I did put some like cream shadows in with the liquid liners, but I did get rid of a lot of liquid liners that were like dried out, as well as pencil liners. So that's the first drawer. Then we have highlighters and powders, and I have a container for the highlighters, but one for the powders didn't really fit or make sense, so I just have them like this. It doesn't really bother me too much. If you're someone that really likes organized stuff, you probably won't love this drawer, but you know, it works for me. I got rid of a lot of highlighters and just kept ones that I would use really. Powders, I was a little bit more generous because I didn't know if I was gonna need to do like a full face of drugstore or anything like that, so I kept some that I don't use, but just in case. Then the third drawer is lip glosses and liners, and I got rid of a ton of lip glosses, and I just kept the things, like I said, that either I use often or that I know I could use something that's like way more wearable for me. Besides this came after I organized. I don't know about this gloss. I'm gonna have to go through things periodically for sure, because otherwise it'll just get messy again, but for now this works, and there's not that many in here. I also have a couple of lip scrubs here. Next drawer is blush and bronzer. If you saw me organizing this, you saw that I had originally put the bronzers kind of just like, you know, laid out in no containers, but I figured it would work a lot better if I did put them in containers, so I just kept ones that I like the shade of, that are not too dark, not too light, things that I can use. Obviously it's still a lot of bronzers, but I could use all of them. And then for blushes, those are the ones that I kept. I mean, it's not super well organized. For me, it is. Next drawer is face palettes, and it speaks for itself. Pretty much a bunch of different face palettes. And then this drawer is just lipsticks. So I don't have anything else in there yet, but there is room if I wanted to add like more liners or something like that. I didn't keep many lipsticks. Most of the lipsticks I have are up here, so that's pretty much all I kept from there. Next drawer is liquid lipsticks. Same deal. I have a lot of them up there, so I just kept these liquid lipsticks. Most of them are, you know, shades I really wouldn't use very often, but I don't know for sure that I would never need a navy blue lipstick, so I kept it. The next drawer is foundation, concealer, and primer. This one's a little bit more crowded, but none of these foundations or primers are expired. They're all something I can use, so I decided to keep the ones that the formula was fine, the color was fine, like if it works, then I kept it. As long as it wasn't like old, dried out, chunky, smelled weird, like none of that, all of that left, but this is what stayed. And then I have the concealers over here, foundations in the back. Foundations is what's the most crowded, but still works. And then this last drawer is eyeshadow palettes. I feel like this is a drawer I'm gonna get the most shit for because, you know, this isn't beautiful, but I don't have a lot of space to put things like in file folder. You know those like little file holder things? Do you know what I'm talking about? Where the palettes just stand up beautifully and you see them all perfectly. I don't really have the space to do that, so I just put them all in this drawer and I organize them the best I can, but it's a little awkward. And these are like at the top because I used them recently. Like it still works and it's less crowded than it was in the beginning. I actually got rid of a lot of eyeshadow palettes and really big ones, and I just kept ones that I enjoy. But like I said earlier, it's very difficult for me to get rid of eyeshadow palettes, so I did keep a good amount of them. But this doesn't have trouble closing. Like, it's totally fine. It doesn't bother me. So that's the eyeshadow palette drawer. And then moving on to my actual table, this is what the marble contact paper looks like up close. There is a clear like line where they differ, if that makes sense, like where one ends and the other one begins. But from far away, you do not see it. I really like how it came out. I was expecting it to be a lot lumpier, so I'm happy with this. So back here, I have some setting sprays. This isn't really a setting spray. I think it's more of like a skincare spray. I still haven't been able to figure out what this is. I think it's kind of like a Fix Plus, but I'm not sure. I'm gonna try to use that more and figure it out. I'm leaving on vacation in a few hours, so a lot of my makeup that's supposed to be here is not here because this is where I keep my everyday makeup. Usually in this drawer, I'll have my mascaras, my eyeliners that I use every day or every time I do makeup, but all of that is taken out. This is just where I put kind of like my long makeup items, if that makes sense. Eyeliners, brow products, things like that. This second drawer is for powder. I normally put my loose powders here, as well as my J-Cat powder that I use every day, or every time I do makeup. I keep saying that. Then this is for foundations. These are the ones that I've been trying out. So the Smashbox one, I ended up getting it in a lighter shade, and I'm still trying it out. I don't really love it, but that's another video for another day. And then this Tarte one I use quite often. The Fenty one, I'm still about it, but I do use it pretty often as well. And then down here is just everyday eyeshadow palettes that I use. This is the Lunar Beauty one, the Urban Decay on the Run, like mini palette, ColourPop Fortune, and Dream Street. I normally have the Kathleen and ColourPop, so Jaded palette and Zodiac. And I also use the Sassy Sienna's palette from Dose of Colors. Those are like the palettes that are missing that I took on vacation. But yeah, this acrylic drawer just went from being a mess to being like the makeup I truly use every day. So it's not overcrowded anymore. I actually have a ton of space left. And then to complete the vanity like top, I'm gonna just show you my brushes. These are the everyday brushes that I use very often. And then these are the brushes that I wanted to keep. I use on a semi-regular basis, but they are not my everyday brushes. So this I usually have like up here, and I'll just like keep it close because I use all these brushes very often. And I love that it spins. These used to have more plastic beads in them, but if you saw my video with Kathleen, then you know that she spilled all that shit. Did you fucking fall? She dropped the whole beer. No! Oh my. Okay, so just so everyone knows, this is what Kathleen just did to... There's plastic beads everywhere. And then holding the other side of this vanity up is this half Alex drawer. So it's like literally half the size of that one. And this one's a lot less finished, but it's what I wanted. I wanted to have space for, you know, PR or anything, me buying new makeup. Like I just didn't want to feel like I was limited to the space of that one. I felt like I really needed just a little bit more. So right here on the top is my face and eye masks. I've told you guys a bunch of times that I hoard eye masks, and I truly do. These aren't all my face masks. I do have some in my bathroom, but I figured I'd put my sheet masks here, and this is a hydrating one that I like to do before I put on makeup. And then these aren't labeled because they're not being used yet, but this last drawer says new video makeup, and that's what it is. It's like dollar store makeup that I have for a video. I have makeup that I forgot I had. That way I have a designated place. Like if I really hate a product or something, I can just put it in here. That way it's not like crowding up my everyday makeup. And then I didn't get a vanity chair because I already had this one. This one is like more sturdy than the one I had, and I just felt bad buying a chair for no reason. Like I really just didn't need it, so this one's perfectly fine. And that's it. That is my official little vanity section. I feel like it looks a lot cleaner. I feel like it's a lot more organized. It just looks nicer. I mean, it doesn't take up even as much room because this table is like thinner. I have this little space here that I didn't really have before, so this has been a very long, a very annoying process, but I did it and I'm happy with it, and I hope you guys like this video. I'm not gonna get on camera because I'm leaving for a plane in a few hours and I'll look like a hot mess because I'm all stressed out. But yeah, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you next time. Bye!